What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video on the Hunter Classic. In today's video we are going to be doing spot review number 2, and it is here on Red Feather Falls. I have gotten 3 submissions from my members in my Discord of showcasing their favorite hunting spots in the game. Some of them you might be familiar with, but we will be going over all 3 of them in today's video. And so the purpose of this video is not the quality of animals that you find at these locations, it is going to be the sheer quantity at these locations of the animals. So we're going to take into account of each animal we see and the number of them, and then we'll do a summary at the end of the video, a grand total of what we see at each location and what my 2 cents are about these locations and their performance throughout the video. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started with location number 1. And on initial spawn, we have a call from a whitetail buck. It is actually right here in front of us. Let's go ahead and see what he scores. So that is going to be whitetail buck number 1. We're going to go ahead and crawl over here to the tree stand we have placed up. Now at each location, we are going to be sitting here for roughly 15 minutes. So we are not going to be sticking around too long. I just want to see the sheer number of animals we see at these locations. And then we are going to be bouncing to the next one after that. So we're going to crawl into the stand, give off a couple calls at each location, and see just how many animals come to us, or we can see or spot from the tower we're in or the tree stand that we're at each location. So we're going to go ahead and get up here real quick. And we are in a multiplayer hunt, so that should allow us to keep track of how many animals we spot up at that top right corner. So we're going to go ahead and call. Of course, we have our first animal right here. I'm going to pull out my binos, and then we are going to do a quick glass around the area. And as we are looking here, I will talk about what I think about these locations. Looks like we have our second animal. We got a moose right here. We're going to go ahead and spot him, so that can be added to the count. So at first glance, this location seems to be alright visibility wise. The only problem I have is this area back behind us right here is the trees sit kind of low because we're up on this like levee, it looks like. So that kind of limits the visibility of animals behind you, and of course the trees behind us indirectly kind of block off that point of view. And it looks like there is a whitetail doe back behind us as well too. So we're going to go ahead and add that to the counter. Don't expect to see any elk down here, not too often. You're going to find them down here, so it's mainly going to be whitetail deer and moose for you guys that like to just primarily target those species. Very rare you can find elk down here, but like I said, that is very rare. Looks like we have buck number 3 actually to our right. He's going to be right here. Looks like, wait a minute, there might be another one back over there. That is another buck, okay. That is going to be buck number 4. Let's go ahead and spot him so we can see what his score estimate is. 105 to 130. So far, this spot is actually looking pretty good. Pretty live and active for the most part, from what I can tell. Now, like I said, these spawns are completely randomized, so for you, you may only get does or bucks. It may be worse than this, but for me, I'm doing the judgment off of what we got right now in front of us. So I don't think this other buck is actually too close. I don't know where this other buck actually went from here. Go ahead and, oh, he's directly under us. Okay. Well, anyways, we're not going to shoot these guys, I don't think, just yet, because that is going to render our performance of this location if we just send everything scattering. So we're just going to sit here a little while longer and just continue to call stuff in. Of course, I don't have my moose call on me, but I'm not seeing any moose around right now from what I can see. It looks like maybe there's something walking on the road down over there. That is going to be a whitetail doe, so that is going to be another animal added onto our list. Let's go and see if we can get her spotted here, so that actually adds it to it. I don't know if I can actually spot her. It does not appear so. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 animals, because there's a doe standing right here. So we have 6 animals. We have 5 whitetail deer and then 1 moose so far. So looking pretty promising for the most part. We're going to sit here a little while longer. We're only going to wait about 15 minutes in game, I would say. So we've been here for a little while because we have to take off time from us being in the lodge for the intro. So we'll actually probably wait until like 15-20, I would say, would be a good number for waiting up here. And then we will go over to the second location of which we're going to be reviewing. And of course, I will drop the coordinates for all these spots, or I will showcase where I'm at. I'll sit here and you guys can pause the video, write down the coordinates. So if you guys want to copy this location yourself, you're most welcome to. Also, when I'm doing these videos on these review spots, feel free to leave your own feedback in the comments. I would really like to see what you guys have to think. And that looks like to be whitetail number 6 right there. That is going to be another buck. Indeed, from this location right here. So, go ahead and look at the spotting counter. We have 6 total right now, but in theory it's going to be 7 because we have this doe right here that we have not spotted yet. So we should be able to spot her, and then our number goes up to 7. So we have spotted 7 animals, 6 whitetail, and 1 moose. So that is fairly nice, I would say. I think we have 2 bucks underneath us actually right now, and this other buck is actually behind us. This might be actually a different buck. Right here, let me see if I can spot him from behind the tree. Go ahead and get a spotting outline on him and see if that changes our number. Okay, it does. Changes it to 8. So we have 7 whitetail deer and 1 moose at location number 1. So I would say this is pretty good so far. This is pretty good. If I had to scale this out of 10, I would probably put this around an 8.5, to be honest, because this is a pretty good active spot for less than 15 minutes in this tree stand. Looks like we have a good number of whitetail under us right now. Like I said, we have another doe off to our left that we are going to spot. I believe I even see something moving over behind that moose even. Back over this direction a little bit. If I can see past this tree here. I think it's back behind these trees right here. I'll have to wait and see if it clears that sight. But for sure though, that whitetail right there has not been spotted yet, so we're gonna try to spot her, and that should add it to our list. Should turn it to number 9. We have 9 animals spotted so far, with 8 being whitetail deer. I believe we have number 9 right over there. As you guys can see, there's another buck. Holy crap, there is another animal over there as well too. Cannot tell what that is exactly from here. It looks like another moose. Looks like another moose from what I can see. It's back over here a little ways. You can barely see it on the corner of my screen. So that is going to be animal number 10 or 11, I think. And that's going to be 2 moose with, I believe, actually we have to take into account this one right here as well too, because we didn't spot this one yet. She just made her way over here. So that's going to be 9 whitetail, 1 moose. In technicality, there's going to be 11 or 12 animals, 2 moose with 10 whitetail. So as you guys can see, we have a lot of deer under us right now. And they just keep on pouring in. And oh my gosh, there's another whitetail deer over here coming in. Holy crap. Okay, we have whitetail number... This is going to be whitetail. Actually, that we already spotted that one. So that one's included in the count because we're still at 10. So we have 9 whitetail deer and 1 moose spotted. But we can see more. Is this one we spotted already? Okay, that's a duplicate one that we've already spotted. This is kind of crazy, actually. I've actually not seen this very many whitetail in one given spot. That is actually kind of good. So there's that other one I was talking about in the back behind the moose. So yeah, I think we're past our duration at 15:20. So we're going to do a overall summary at the end of the video. So make sure you guys keep track of where we're at in the video. So we will be going over to location number 2 now, I will see you guys over there. Alrighty guys, we are here at location number 2 right now, and you guys probably think this place looks mighty familiar because it is familiar. I have done a video on this location. It is Buck Island. I will show you guys where we're at here, right here on the map. Coordinates are going to be right there on the screen if you guys want to pause and copy the location for yourself. But I have lived by this location for a long time now, and it is a very good location if you guys are especially going to be going AFK, if you just want to sit and stand hunt or tower hunt. This is a very good location. You can find moose, elk, white-tailed deer, and black-tailed deer, all 4 at this location at different given times. So we are going to go up here now. We're going to spot as many animals as possible and start our counting. What we see, I believe there is a moose right over here. You can barely see him behind the tree, or her. So let's go ahead and get her spotted so we can add her to the counter. Okay, we have our first animal spotted here. And I have spawned here at the same time for all locations, which is going to be 1500. This is the best active time for animals on Red Feather Falls. We have a white-tailed doe sitting right here. So that is going to add counter number 2 up there right now. We're going to go ahead and call whitetail, and we're going to also hit the Roosevelt elk caller here. Like I said, there are elk sometimes over here. They're going to be off to your right, up here on the hillside, right in these trees, or over here on the other side of the river or creek, as you would call it. You can find them right over there. Like I said, very rare you will find them over here on this other side of the creek. So we're pretty much just going to be sitting here and reviewing this location as these animals start to move around the map, and we can see them from this location. Alright, looks like we have another white-tailed doe right here, just behind the moose. Go ahead and give her a good spot. So we are up to 3 animals so far. Not terrible. Definitely not the same amount as the first location, I would say. But, like I said, at the last location, these spawns are actually completely randomized at the end of the day. So, I mean, the rate we see the animals, it really is not area specific, so to say, but there are some areas on the map that you see predominantly more animals of that certain type than others. For example, like the western side of this map over here in this portion, right over in here, you're going to basically just see moose and white-tailed deer. You're not going to find any elk over here, never, ever, ever. So unless you push them way over there, which that is very unlikely, but in that case, take all these animals you see at these locations with a grain of salt. They are very much going to be different for you than me right now. So, but it looks like we're only seeing these few animals right in front of us. We do have a white-tailed buck right here in front of us as well too. Now, I will say the only downside to this location, if you do put a tower, the animals will spook if they get too close. So for sake of the video and not spooking as many animals as we can, we will be shooting the animals that get too close to us with the bow so they don't scatter all the other animals away. So hopefully we can drop shot these guys so they don't spook all the other animals. Okay, we'll go ahead and drop that whitetail right there. So right now we should be up at 4 animals according to what we spotted. We're going to go ahead and drop this doe right here too, and then we'll come over here and drop this one as well so we don't spook anything around us. We have something else walking in the water. It appears to be another white-tailed doe. So the number of animals is a good thing. It's just the quantity or the quality of animals is not the best right now. So RNG is not in our favor. But like I said, we're going after the quantity of animals and not the quality. So right now we have 5 animals, so that is about half almost of what we spotted at the last location so far. We're going to go ahead and look at the time real quick. It is 15:11, so we have about 4.5 minutes in game before we're going to head to location number 3, the last and final location of the hunt. And it looks like we have another whitetail buck, and it actually is a non-typical buck, surprisingly. That is a very welcome wow, okay. Definitely was not expecting to find that at this location. That definitely just upped the my final thoughts about this location. Of course, this is my favorite location that I have found to be my absolute favorite and performed very well in the past. I've shot some of my biggest animals from this location, and this deer right here just goes to prove it right here. I think he is behind the tree, of course, but you guys did catch a glimpse of him. That is actually very exciting to find a whitetail non-typical during this spot review at this location even too. So that's actually a fantastic bonus for us. I was actually not expecting that at all, but a very welcome sight nonetheless. I will very much accept that. Looks like a fairly decent sized whitetail too. If I can see the spotting estimate one more time, he is kind of hiding behind this tree here, being kind of shy with us. It is a 230 to 270, so most likely around the 250 mark. And I do not believe I have that variant of those antlers either, so that is a very welcome sight to have closing in on us right now. That is very, very nice. We're going to go ahead and give off a couple more calls here while we wait for this non-typical to come on in. Like I said, as of right now, we have not seen any Roosevelt elk, unfortunately, but that is okay, because we have a non-typical on its way right now, and it's a fairly decent sized one too. Very wide frame. Very nice. That is such a welcome sight. At one of my favorite spots as well too, so that is even better. I don't see anything coming in from any other direction right now, but according to the spotting counter, we have 6 animals spotted, so that is going to put us at half from the first location. And we're going to go ahead and check the time. It is 15:17, so we are going to go ahead and put a round through this non-typical right now so we can head to the third location. Go ahead and drop him on the spot, and we'll go ahead and go collect him and see what he scores and take a nice trophy shot and go on ahead and send him over to the lodge. Alrighty guys, here is our non-typical we surprisingly found here at Buck Island. It is one of the, in my opinion, one of the greatest spots in Red Feather Falls to sit for whitetail deer. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and pick up this absolute beast and see what he scores. He is going to score a whopping 265, and we're going to go ahead and taxidermize him right there and send him off to our lodge. And we're going to take a nice trophy shot of this dude. A pretty nice trophy shot, I would say myself. We even got the Buck Island Tower right there in the background. Of course, my dude's eyes are shut, so let's go ahead and take that again with him having them open. And yeah, very nice addition to location number 2. And so we are going to be heading to location number 3, last and final. And then we will do an overall summary of what I think and grand total of what we find at each location. I will see you guys at location number 3. Alrighty guys, we are here at location number 3 on Red Feather Falls. This is the last and final location. And we have actually we have 2 moose right here in front of us. I'm going to try to get into the tower without having either of these gals charge us here. Alright, we made it up in the tower safe and sound. Let's go ahead and spot the animals we can see around us here. We have initially 2 cow moose right here in front of us. It looks like we have a bull right over there as well. Trying to lay a spot down on him. See if we can spot him through these trees right here. I can barely get it. Alright, we got it right there. Alrighty, let's go ahead and go over where we're at here on the map. We are currently sitting right here, just north of the Western Lodge. You guys can see the exact coordinates I am sitting at. And at this location, you're going to be finding mostly moose, whitetail, black bear, and the occasional black-tailed deer that will roam down here. But very rare they will roam down here this south. So it's basically going to be moose, whitetail, and black bear. And already we are up to 4 animals so far, and we haven't even really been up here very long. So that is a very welcome sight. And unfortunately, I don't have my moose collar on me, so that is going to render being able to call moose in. But we have a whitetail collar, so we are going to be sitting up here until 15:15. And then I will be doing my overall summary at all 3 locations, and then you guys can decide what you guys think down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think at each location we visited here today, and what's your guys' favorite location on this map. Please share it with me. It may get showcased in the next spot review. And I think this is the same whitetail. Let me go ahead and see here at our counter. We got 4, so that is going to be the same one actually. So at first glance, this location is fairly open. You kind of have to combat the trees in order to really see anything. Kind of obscuring your sight long distance wise, but for the most part, it's fairly open around the tower. We do have a good amount of animals right here around us, so any of these animals could be a trophy-sized animal for you. We just so happen to get a pretty bad roll on the spawns. So we're just going to hang out here for a little bit. We're probably going to end up shooting this doe, so the rest of them don't spook. Hopefully we can drop this doe and not put a damper on this spot review. Okay, we're going to drop her on the spot. That should remain calm for everything. We're going to sit up here a little while longer here, and we're going to try to call in as many whitetails as we can. I think we've pretty much seen all the moose we're going to see right around here for the most part, unless there's some hiding behind the trees that I cannot see. And whoa! Alrighty then there, buddy. We just had a one of the little, like, 2-dimensional birds fly directly at us. I was kind of wondering what that was coming at us for a second. But for the most part, this area seems to be alright. I would say it's very situational to hunt from here, though. Like, if you're looking to do any type of long-range shooting with a rifle, I probably would not recommend this spot for any long-range capability, just because of the amount of trees that is around. It would be a good stand if you're going AFK, I would say, with a bow. Possibly if you had, like, a barrel set up, and you could get into here without, like, the tent being here, of course. But for the most part, people are going to want a quick and easy way to get to their location and not have to walk that 400 meters to get there. Let's go ahead and see if we can call anything else in here. Not seeing very much more coming into us, unfortunately. I'm just seeing the initial moose that were here when we spawned in. It looks like maybe there's a whitetail buck. That is a pretty decent whitetail buck right there, actually. 135 to 155. That would be, I don't know if that would be a high rack. I can't really see him from here. Let's go ahead and see if we can spot him a little bit better. I don't know. I don't think that would be considered a high rack, because he's still kind of wide, but that is going to be animal number 5. So I believe at the last location, Buck Island, we had 6, but you have to take into account the non-typical we shot, so that's going to definitely bump that up on the board a little bit more performance-wise, I would say. So we have another buck coming in. Not an absolute giant. He has a nice frame on him, but he just does not have the amount of tines he needs for a higher score estimate. Yeah, for the most part, that's pretty much it, I think, that we're gonna see. Alrighty guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I will do my review real quick. We're going to do each location now. I'm going to pop it up on the screen and give it an S tier rating out of the chart. You guys would see S tier being Buck Island is going to be the #1 pick for Red Feather Falls as this hunting spot review according to what we have seen here today. And yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the hunt. Let me know your guys' favorite location on this map, and it might get reviewed for a later video. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video today, and I will see you guys in the next one.